ahead, start us off.
We've always viewed this ministry to be a beacon of light, no matter what iteration it has taken. From now, or you go back 50, 60, 70 years, it's always had a significant role and place that it's played in Southwest Philadelphia.
When we were at the point of knowing that we wanted to start a church, we took a map of Philadelphia, we put it on my dining room table, and we were like, where should we go? And one of the members who was starting with us, she said, Sean, Southwest Philadelphia is the sickest, poorest, and least educated section of Philadelphia. And if you want to make an impact, go to Southwest Philadelphia. Now, at that time, I didn't know when you start a church, you're supposed to do a demographic study, and you're supposed to find out whether you have enough income and enough two-parent households, enough college-educated people to support a church. I heard what she said. I heard a call, and we decided Southwest Philadelphia is where we were going to plant this ministry.
I am in charge of the after-school program as well as the SWAT summer camp. To date, we have serviced over 400 children, since I've been here anyway, over 400 children, 350 families, and over 200 children in our, just specifically in our summer camps.
I would say first and foremost, it probably started with the session that was here. In the church, the small church and a small group of folks who have been praying for something different to happen for a long time. And when this opportunity kind of came about for something different to happen, of course there was some consternation, like, well, what's going to happen here exactly? Like, are we losing our church? You know, how can we trust what's going to go on? So it went on for, about a year, a little bit more before things got to a place where it was like, okay, let's try this new thing. We have, suburban partners, and a number of different congregations have contributed toward where this is, either financially, with resources, people showing up, in-kind donations. I mean, you name it. I mean, the effort has taken a number of different groups of people to come alongside to make this happen. The board that initially was started, all church folks, but using, of course, their connections and companies and businesses that they have worked for, starting the staff that was here, even hiring folks, getting them on board. And even today, having our development director, operations, programming director, and staff. At any point in time, there's 10 to 15 people on staff here just for the commonplace. And then on the church side now, it's about similar, about 10 to 15, if not a little bit more as well. So to kind of make all of these different pieces happen, there's a lot of people involved. And then of course, the Presbytery of Philadelphia was very supportive in all the different ways and iterations that this has taken place. So from the commonplace initially starting, and then to the merger between the congregations to where we are now, they have been very supportive and with resources as well as in leadership, and kind of not getting in the way, but trying to help make a way for something brand new to happen.
As the program director, I do a lot of planning. I do a lot of strategizing to make sure that the programming itself, the curriculum that we create, has a huge impact on our children. Between the modeling and the curriculum and the actual programming itself, we do our very best to make sure that the impact that we have with the children, that they're being shown, they're being taught, and they're experiencing it for themselves. So especially in the summertime, we do a lot of field trips into different places that they've never been. We've been roller skating. A lot of them can't roller skate. We've been golfing. A lot of them can't do, putt-putt golf. So I'm giving them different experiences so that they can say, hey, I did this, and I want to be able to show somebody else how to do it. I want them to be able to say, hey, you're my brother or you're my sister in Christ, and I want to do for you the way you've done for me.
So the hopes that I have for us going forward is that we will continue to provide this neighborhood with top ranked services at every level. So like one of the things that's really important for me is, again, if you look at neighborhoods, a lot of the more well-to-do and more established neighborhoods, of course, have really strong churches, really strong institutions, really strong schools. Maybe not as much of a need for them as in certain areas, but just because of the way humans work, we tend to place our best institutions in areas that need them the least. I think as Christians, our call is actually quite different, that we're called to take our best institutions and bring them to the places that they are needed the most. If you look at Christ's work was not in the most established places, but it was in the places where there was the greatest need. I grew up in a mindset like that, and it's been a blessing to me to be surrounded by people, Chris, Aisha, Jean, and others, who similarly think about church the same way. That's really been one of our best things, is that we all have a very similar mindset to church. And a part of that mindset here is, whether it's in the youth work, whether it's in worship, whether it's in leadership, whether it's in our organization, that we're going to bring as good a church as you would find, what we call here in Philadelphia, the main line or other places, that this neighborhood deserves it, that the people of this neighborhood deserve it. I believe if you do that, you can radically change the trajectory of a child's life.
No one really knew what was going to happen with this at all. From where we began to where we are today, no one imagined that there would be such a thriving church in this space right now, that so much work would come out of this building. And so as it being kind of an experiment, so to speak, and see what can God do with this, my hope is that this is not the model, but a model in which we can help to revive communities, potentially congregations, by doing this mix-up of nonprofit and faith work together. And what does that look like, and how can we help revive some of the spaces that we have, besides just selling a space or leaving it abandoned? What can we reimagine in a different way through those various partnerships?
Yesterday, one of our older scholars and a younger scholar, I was walking them out, and the younger scholar was having a hard time putting her jacket on. So the older scholar reached over and helped her put her jacket on, and the younger scholar gave her a hug and said, thank you. And I said, that's what it's really all about. It's really giving back, reaching back and giving back, and showing other people the God inside of you, the light inside of you, I should say.